Hi everybody, it's Tia and I am back today with a new video. If you guys are new here, I'm Tia and I make videos about a whole lot of different things. And if you are a returner, welcome back. It is great to see you. I'm so excited to share today's video because I have been gone for a little while. I ended up getting pretty busy with real estate, but I've also been working on a little project myself. Over the last few months, I ended up diving into all things personal growth and development. Truthfully, I didn't really plan to do this, so let me break down how I got there. I had quit my 9-to-5 job and I had begun in real estate and I was stressed. Going from making money at a 9-to-5 to, well, no money had me feeling entirely lost and empty and alone and confused about what I was doing. I was no longer struggling with starvation, but I also wasn't really feeling very content or happy or fulfilled. And I started to kind of wonder what it was all about. It being life. So I searched. And I began to realize that for a long time, I searched for whatever it was that I was looking for. I guess a feeling of fulfillment or contentness or happiness or okayness. I searched for it entirely outside of myself. And it took me near and far and led me to a lot of different places, but none of them really ever provided me with what I was looking for, which was feeling like it was all going to be okay. So flashback to when I began my personal growth journey in 2018, I did what I always did because old habits die hard, and I began searching. I started to crave books that told me their ideas of how to create meaning in life. It ended up leading to a slow and steady but complete revelation and change in my life. I realized that I loved waking up, taking time for myself in the morning and connecting with myself before checking my phone, before checking in with other people. Keeping a gratitude journal because it literally in a way forced me to look for all of the good that surrounded me really my entire life. But parts of my routine still weren't feeling quite in sync with what I was trying to do and who I was trying to become. The more I filled my mind with news and current events and what was going on in the world, which I thought was good because it kept me informed about society, the less though I was able to hear my own voice. And I don't mean that I'm hearing voices in my head. I think that there is a lot of noise in life. And unless you start to look for it and notice it, it's really easy to just take life as what it is, which for me used to include a whole lot of television, a whole lot of news, a whole lot of magazines and celebrities and social media, following other people's lives more than following and understanding and reflecting on my own. I found that when I was doing all of that, I could tell you the current political crises, but I couldn't really even stand to be alone with my thoughts for more than 30 seconds. I really never knew how I was feeling because I kept so much going on in my mind that I didn't leave time to think about it. For as long as I can remember, as far back as it goes, I grasped at anything that made me feel like everything in the world would be okay. And I began to learn that the more that I filled my mind with, the more of a band-aid it was over the underlying thoughts of insecurity that I had about myself and my feelings of what my life meant. The whole time I was filling my mind with what was happening in the world, I was not getting any closer to who I really was or what I really wanted. Because whatever you put into your mind and whatever is the overwhelming things that you focus on, that's going to be your predominant thoughts and that's going to become your reality. And so when I was filling my mind with so much of the external world was all I cared about. It's become so normal to input so much into our minds that of course we might lose sight of the own voice that we have. I pulled across a couple of books that really changed the game for me. As I read them, the parts that rang true for me stuck with me, and that is what I'm about to share. Every day that I applied some of these principles, I began to be more relaxed and felt that feeling of okayness that I'd always searched for. Found that, like, just within myself, regardless of any sort of external thing in the world. It opened me up to a new reality of not being controlled by my behavior and not being controlled by my thoughts, but instead being empowered by my thoughts and the behavior that they create. But I'm going to do my best to summarize the things that I started doing a couple of months ago that have completely changed the game of life for me. No complaining, keep a gratitude journal, look for only the good, take responsibility, know that you are not your thoughts, and you don't have to be controlled by your thoughts. but that your thoughts end up creating your behavior, thus creating your reality. Know that positivity is a reflex that can be strengthened. Those are pretty much the principles that have allowed me to find and create so much okayness in life. So what I've realized it comes down to is this: we can't control anything other than ourselves. Our actions and our behaviors all stem from our thoughts. I began to realize if you make the decision to just look for the good in everything, you'll see it and you'll find it, and it'll become like a habit, and it'll become your reality and your normal. It might sound like delusional or crazy, but the way I think about it is like this. I was very skeptical before too, because I prided myself on being a realist. But what is reality? What's real to us? And I would much rather live in a life where I look for the good and then I end up being happy because I see all the good, even if someone else looks at it and doesn't see good in what I see. What is the worst case scenario in just finding the good in every situation? That I'm too happy? Feel too good? I would much rather have a life of that than constantly doubting and questioning everything that's happening and wondering if it's going to work out. Some of you might be thinking, like, Tia, it sounds like you're like manic right now. Wondered about that too. But the thing is, like, the happiness that I feel when I apply these principles to my life isn't fleeting happiness or crazy excited happiness. It's just like this sort of overwhelming peace and bliss and calmness that kind of just encompasses me throughout the entire day. And the best part is I know that it's not based on anything external or outside of myself. Because I think one of the ways we sometimes get stuck as people is we base our happiness on external things outside of ourselves. A relationship, or when we have money, or when we get the new job, or when we lose 10 pounds. Anything that's outside of ourselves and our mind, essentially, that can change, or that can be taken away, or that, I mean, none of that is guaranteed. The thing that's helped me tremendously is having a sort of baseline of happiness. I cultivated that by doing the things I talked about. By doing those things, I maintained like this just really stable base of like mentality where it's like, okay, it's all gonna be okay. I know that no matter what happens throughout the day, even if it's not what I want to happen, I'm still gonna be okay, you know? And that's something that I've never known how to feel before, but since I have, every circumstance ends up being better, because if it doesn't work out how I think it is, I look at it as a learning experience and I pick out the thing I can learn from it and I move on. And if it does go how I think it will, well, then even better, that's great. And the culmination of everything I've been just kind of reading about and then applying to my life and then seeing how it works with my life. And it really has gotten me to a place that's better than I ever thought I could be at. And it really feels like to me like just an okayness that's internal, knowing that I can always have that because it's just a choice I make, and it feels really good. I don't feel anymore like I have to keep on searching or going all these places or doing these things. I still have goals and I still want to do things, but it's not like my worth or value or peace, internal peace, is dependent on that. I hope this helped a little bit, you guys. Still kind of figuring out how it all works with myself, truthfully, because there's things I'm still learning and trying and practicing, but this was some of them. I appreciate you guys being here. I hope you're doing so well, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye.